Everybody loves small taxes, but does everybody love potholes, deteriorating infrastructure, or constant lingering construction? A gas tax is what consumers pay in order to fund road and bridge repair and maintenance. According to David Shaper from NPR, the federal gas tax hasn't increased since October of 1993. The issue with keeping the gas tax the same for so long is inflation. As the price of concrete, asphalt, machinery, and labor go up, the states and federal government can't continue funding with a 20-plus-year-old gas tax. Similarly, the gas tax in Missouri has not seen an increase since 1996. According to the Tax Foundation, the Missouri gas tax is the second lowest at 17.35 cents per gallon. Only Alaska is lower at 14.65 cents per gallon. In comparison, Pennsylvania and California have the two highest gas taxes at 58.7 cents per gallon and 55.22 cents per gallon, respectively. Now, while this may seem like a good thing, lower taxes, less for the consumer to pay, it gives an explanation as to why the roads are so bad in Kansas City right now. According to Glenn Rice from the Kansas City Star, more than 1,400 potholes have been reported by February 13th, 2019. In addition to the number of potholes reported, an estimated 11,444 potholes were filled in December and January, and 7,269 potholes were filled in the first half of February. And these numbers come from Sonia Schleichinger from the Kansas City Public Radio, KCUR 89.3. Rick Francis, a Missouri state representative, says that Missouri has the seventh largest road system in the United States. However, if you compare this with other states in funding per mile, Missouri ranks 47th in the country. This just isn't good enough. That's why today I'm going to tell you why Missourians should have voted yes on Proposition D. First, I'm going to tell you about what Proposition D was and how it could have affected the residents of Missouri. Then I'll explain my solution to how the law could have been passed. But first, let's discuss Proposition D. Proposition D was a new legislation proposed by Missouri politicians to raise the gas tax in Missouri. It stated that the motor fuel tax would be raised by 2.5 cents per gallon annually for 4 years, beginning in July 2019 and ending in July 2022. This would have raised the gas tax to 27 cents and would have bumped Missouri up to the 22nd lowest gas tax rather than the second lowest. To put the dollars and cents into layman's terms, for every yearly increase of 2.5 cents, the average driver would spend an additional $1.28 per month. If Proposition D had fully phased out in 2022 at a 10 cents per gallon raise, the average driver would have spent $5.10 more per month. Remember, this is all monthly, not $5.10 more per time you fill up for gas. And if Proposition D had been passed, it would have generated at least $288 million annually to the State Road Fund and $123 million annually to local governments for road construction and maintenance. The Missouri Department of Revenue stated that the Missouri gas tax would be distributed to the Missouri Department of Transportation, Missouri cities, and Missouri counties. According to Safer Mo, the main campaign committee for Prop D, Jackson County cities would have gotten nearly $13 million annually. Kansas City would have gotten $7.2 million annually, and Independence would have gotten $1.8 million annually. For comparison, or on the other side of the state, St. Louis County would have gotten nearly $16.7 million annually. Jefferson County would have gotten $3.2 million annually, and St. Charles County would have gotten $6.3 million annually. So as you can see, the two major cities of Missouri would have greatly benefited from this new proposition and brought major revenue to the state fund. According to MoDOT, Missouri funding for roads is some of the worst in the country, with millions of dollars of defunding and budget cuts to MoDOT over the last few years. MoDOT currently funds the Highway Patrol. However, if Prop D was passed, the new funding source for the Highway Patrol would free up MoDOT funds for future bridge and road work. Now that we've learned what Prop D is and how it would have affected Missourians, let's take a look at some of the opposition's point of view and a possible solution to pass this proposition if it were ever to be on the ballot in the future. With any tax increase, it's hard to get voters to pass the proposed legislation because it will be more money out of their pocket. However, I saw this law as an opportunity for Missourians to give directly back to their own roads. While some saw this tax increase as a benefit for Missouri roads, Gwen Moore from St. Louis saw the gas tax as completely unfair. Moore claims that the problem isn't the tax, it's the Missouri Constitution that needs to be fixed. According to Moore, over the last 10 years, 72% of the bridges repaired or replaced in Missouri were rural, yet the majority of the bridges still requiring repair were urban. While Moore agrees that the roads need to be improved, it just isn't getting done. Moore believes that Missouri should tax Missourians to subsidize mass transit. She thinks that people should be off the roads and onto buses in order to have less of a carbon footprint. Now, while this is a valid opinion, it still doesn't address the rapid deterioration of Missouri roads and infrastructure. Though Moore does make some good points, I still believe that with a gas tax raise, we would see nearly immediate improvements and maintenance changes to our road. My solution is to raise the gas tax 10 cents over the next 10 years, while marketing that the tax will bring millions of dollars of revenue to our roads, highway, and law enforcement. This would be a raise of 1 cent a year, which I believe would be much more appealing to Missourians who are very concerned with raising gas prices. Proposition D wasn't very well marketed or advertised, and this is a must if you want to pass a new legislation. During last November's election, I saw maybe 4 to 5 commercials advocating for this proposition, and nothing more. To change this, I would create commercials that air during prime time and put billboards up across Missouri that state the tax won't hurt, but help Missouri roads and infrastructure, and that we would all benefit from the change. I would also get out and canvass across Missouri to tell people in person the importance of this proposition, and that it's not just a black and white typical tax increase. Although the solution would be a slower increase, it would help the state of Missouri and all the future generations to come. While we all hate spending money, this increase would bring more revenue to Missouri and put it back into communities, counties, and cities for safer, well-maintained roads. To wrap up, I propose that the state of Missouri raise their gas tax by 10 cents over the next 10 years in order to keep and maintain better roads, while having a strong ad and marketing campaigns for this proposition. So if you're tired of driving to work and avoiding a pothole literally every 20 feet, vote yes the next time there is a proposed gas tax increase in Missouri. Thank you, and I hope you enjoyed this video.